What is it that brings you back to Minecraft? Mining your first diamond? Creating your first shelter? Your first villager torture chamber? It's always one of these three things, and early game Minecraft is full of opportunities that are way more fun than those, and so instead of a single way to spend 100 days, why not think of 100 ways to spend your first one? That is exactly what I've done, and so here are the first 50 as a down payment split into these categories because your first day can be your most fun, and hopefully I prove it in this one. As long as you find free wool and some wood on your journey, you'll be able to brave as many nights as you like, and you'll understand what is around and what's waiting to be found. If you see a mountain, why not climb it? Turn your graphics setting down and your render distance up, and you can have some great views from the top. There's also emeralds here if you see a village that might be willing to trade some goods for them. Grab a tree of every type and then get some sugarcane and crops and start your own biome with its own resources. Make your Minecraft world more diverse and prove that Minecraft developers alone don't get to decide what biomes make up your world. Find a ruined portal and make it your mission to get free iron as fast as possible so that if you have lava and can find water nearby, you can go to the Nether if you're not lucky enough to have a complete portal. If Minecraft is a game with an end, you might as well get there as quickly as possible, and resources are much easier to come by in the Nether if you don't mind a little challenge. Okay, I know this sounds too early, but the two ingredients that you'll need most are really easy to get started in farming and will give you some fun additional effects for the rest of your run. Also, even better, you can breed, kill, and cook the cows, which will all provide experience, which of course you'll need when you enchant later, and so this is a great head start for just 5 minutes of effort on your first day, and all you've got to do is make the cows gay. Do you hate random deaths? I mean, personally, I love them, but if you don't, take a good breath, because it sucks to die because you lose a lot of progress, so use your first day to make death seem impossible. 25 iron will be enough to craft full iron, and a shield preventing 100% of damage when crashed, and 64% when not. This will seem tricky, but when you see a mountain or a deep cave, it could be done sooner than you think, and everything else will go away, leaving you far from the brink. Oh, I was not expecting to get that right on the first time, but I'm proud of myself. Do you ever bother crafting leather armor and wooden tools? Have you noticed how they freaking suck? Well, diamond tools are the right choice, except they require a lot of work unless you can challenge yourself to get these as quickly as possible. You might think this requires making all of the pickaxes below, but instead all you need is a nice deep cave and a well-timed creeper, although I'd recommend leaving a block between you and your good friend Dave. Everyone has a starter Minecraft home, and people will moan and then get something with less cobblestone, but you could actually use day one to plan your first project and then deliberately build just one room of this house as your starter home. Every Minecraft world needs a goal, and so who says you can't work on it from day one? Do you like lore? If so, you might want a world with lore, and so make sure you craft a sign and mark out your first observations, and for multiplayer worlds, make your claims clear. Signs are an item I don't personally use too much, but if you believe that the pen is truly more powerful than the sword, then writing what you believe can be a powerful reward. However, personally, I think the truly most powerful tool would be this 3x3 pickaxe, or indeed the spinneret, both of which are available in Toycat's toolkit. This video is brought to you by it, and although I could tell you about all of the great things inside of it you already know about, such as the end scry, which is a great reason to bring a happy ghast to the end, or indeed the fact that it will include future tools and updates for free, how about instead I mention that I hate inflation price rises as much as the next person, and so let's do the exact opposite and say that it's available right now at a new lower price of 660 minecoins. That is fewer than 100 Mexican pesos. Isn't that a fun fact? And so let's now move into the next fun thing you could do on your first day, because I would recommend entrenching. Build a wall around your potential property and make the hostile mobs pay for it, damn it. While they might not be so inclined to do so immediately, a wall will keep all of the mobs out if the inside is lit. The only exception is spiders and their jockeys, but only if they can see you, and so in other words, you can enforce your claim and your excellence will be established early. The Minecraft world is beautiful, filled with mountains, valleys, hills, and caves. Do you know what else is beautiful though? Removing those and building your own. Delightfully landscape a small section of your world and make your own dreams into a reality. Do you know what's even more magnificently breathtaking than any nature, artificial or not? That's right, a 6-lane highway, car park, or perfectly square building. Live the American dream and build a giant flatland. It's one of my favorite projects, and I say that unironically. It's a great time to just have a big flat square, and why not build some roads in between it over there? We all have to get that bread anyway, and so why not try to fill up before the end of your first day? Making Minecraft's most classic farm is one of the simple pleasures the game offers, and if you have have sun up to sundown to get it, then maybe you'll make a surprising amount, which will allow you to focus your next few days on anything else. Have you ever thought that a Minecraft build would be improved by a giant hole next to it? Of course you have. Dig a 3x3 hole down to bedrock, put some water at the bottom, and now you have an emergency exit plan, and so when the zombies come, you'll be prepared, just like you always should be. Why not try something you've never done before? Seriously, Minecraft is such a broad game that maybe you've never gone to a pale oak biome and decided to chop its resources down, building yourself a beautiful house in the process, but there is lots to do in Minecraft, and although some of it might seem scary, it's always worth experimenting to see what you truly do enjoy. I was addicted to the RuneScape level up sound as a teenager, and if you like Minecraft's version, why not go after it? Experience is earned in ways that basically always benefit you, so kill, mine, or breed your way to the sound of bliss. Put up a welcome statue, big or small. Words can't describe how happy it makes me feel when I build a giant version of myself, and although you can make something less vain, even the Minecraft guide recommends building a big dirt stack, and so how can you possibly disagree with that? Okay, look, I'm not here to tell you what you should and shouldn't build in Minecraft, but maybe we should stick to statues for this one. Minecraft music is some of my favorite to listen to, and so if you want more control over the experience, why not get a music disc? Sure, Pigstep and Otherside are a stretch for a single day, but if you want to have some fun, why not use your first night to have a risky creeper skeleton encounter? Pick an item, any item, seriously, it doesn't matter what form it takes, but what matters is that you focus your whole being towards working towards it. Minecraft is a sandbox game with so many ways to progress, but you'd be surprised how much more realizable that is once you have a goal, even an abstract one, whether that's getting shulker boxes or, like we just mentioned with a disc, having something to aim towards will help you realize just how broad and beautiful the sandbox is. I love to go after strange things, whether that's all of the copper items, and ultimately I had to actually reject a few ideas from this video, so if you'd like to quickly hear some of those, my first was just go into creative lol, it's the easiest way to get netherite. My second was extremism, because I would actually say that if I'm picking for myself ways to make my first day more fun, I would say why play a regular world at all? Some of my favorite new world experiences have actually come from my recent attempts to survive without ever leaving a cave, or challenging myself to see what I can do without ever going below Y200. There are absolutely crazy challenges that seem like they should be impossible, but they brought so much of the fun of the early game back to Minecraft for me, and so that is something you might consider doing. Do you want to survive from an igloo? Do you want to survive in a cave? There are Minecraft seeds that can actually put you in some pretty precarious situations, but in case you don't like any of those, something you'll find on basically every seed is villages are plentiful in these biomes, and so why not head to one and borrow some resources? Don't worry, I'm British, everyone understands. As long as you promise you'll give it back later, it doesn't count as stealing, although at these prices, that might be justified anyway. You can also trade some of their wood to them and buy an enchanted axe, which is a classic example of doing the exact opposite of teaching a man to fish so that he never needs to go hungry in his life. But whatever, I digress. Eminent domain is great because you can take a village, decide it's yours now, and take your favorite house and turn it into a base. Hey, bonus security. Have you ever noticed how much praise people get for solving a problem? Well, in a village, once you get enough gold to make an apple, you can actually switch your difficulty to hard and have all of your villagers be infected on purpose, and then you can give them a cure, and what you'll get in exchange is a discount for life. Remember, if you're dying, there's no price you wouldn't pay to be healthy again. Rather than taking the village, why not take the villagers? This is called hent hunting in the corporate world, and although I've never done it, I'm pretty sure it involves bolts and the occasional violence there too, and so why not roleplay your favorite real-world profession in Minecraft? This is what people dream of being, right? Also, you could find a pillager outpost, kill the guy with the banner, he's not important anyway, and then fight a raid in your village. This is a hard challenge for day one, I'll concede, but these structures are both common, and so you might have a great time if you want to ramp up your difficulty, but if you'd like emeralds without the hassle, why not get eggs? The secret is one of these guys, well, actually two of them, and a cluck ton of seeds, because villagers will buy eggs at the inflation-busting price of... Actually, as it turns out, if you don't have villagers from at least a year ago, you can't sell eggs anymore. However, you can still sell animal corpses to this guy, which is actually a bit more brutal. Have you ever heard people say they live out in the sticks? Well, in Minecraft, every village besides the desert type is literally made out of sticks, and fun fact, this guy will buy them from you, and so if you want to get the best return on your investment in terms of time, then this is technically the way to do it. It can be a bit dull if you've done it many times before, but if you just want a pile of emeralds to make a beautiful block, then why not? Find a shipwreck and immediately get your hands on Minecraft's worst food. If doing it for the meme isn't enough justification, you can also find moss here. There's a big house party going on in this particularly dark oak biome, and the easiest way to get an invite is by trading with this villager. Don't ask him how he got his hands on it, but these can be multiple 1,000-block-long journeys, so not necessarily always done on the first day, but they represent an opportunity to see more of your Minecraft world while also getting emeralds, golden apples, and totems of undying. There's also a diamond block here for anyone brave enough to find it, and so if you want an immediate jump boost on your world, well, this is a great way to do it. Just like a regular party, don't invite the police. House parties aren't my thing. I like a cozy house, and if you do too, rather than ruining the world by adding to your carbon footprint, why not do a renovation project on a temple, shipwreck, or igloo? I spent over 100 days living out of mine, and so I think that proves that anything is possible. It probably helped that the igloo was 200 blocks in the air. You'd think it wouldn't, but actually, it was one of the most useful parts of it. Anyway, give yourself a challenge, and why not take a structure over? If an entire structure is too much, keep in mind getting a saddle doesn't actually need a structure anymore, but a village will contain both leather and our dream mount for manual travel. That's right, it's the Lamborghini. Ignore the game's request for mining your way to getting ores, instead work with the structures. You can find emerald, iron, and even diamonds at a surprising number of these. It kind of feels like playing Minecraft as an adventure game, which is actually great. Although if you like adventuring, maybe you'll like this next category instead. Sadly, the spawn with map option isn't very commonly used, but it will give you a correctly sized map for you to immediately fill out. This is a great first goal, and it allows you to visually see your world, and it will make all sorts of future planning decisions easier. If you have great plans for your world, then maybe you need a great map too. Find as much sugarcane as you can along the shores and river near your spawn. Start a sugarcane farm and use the... Actually, now that I think about it, that's the goal by itself. Sugarcane farms are the best, and you don't even need to trade them to think that. Although, they can be a great source of emeralds too. Find a jungle biome, bring 3 beds and 2 villagers, and then hand them some food. You'll find a unique type of villager, which makes for a perfectly unique pet. Otherwise though, having a unique villager type with no village in sight will make for some interesting discussions with friends around your coffee table. The trial chamber is by far Minecraft's most interesting structure. That's just a fact, and so getting there by brute force is something that is meant to take days, but a single cartographer villager will get you there in exchange for just 120 sugarcane, 30 sand, and a single compass. This means that you're not meant to be there on day 1, but if, like me, you see a sign telling you not to touch something because there's wet paint, and yet you do, well then this is perfect for you. Have you ever had that light bulb moment where everything suddenly becomes clear? I'm pretty sure the closest thing we have to a light bulb is the lantern, but even just placing torches everywhere is a really fun plan because a single stack of torches, just 16 coal, spaced 6 blocks apart, can remove your need to sleep while working on your base, making things just a bit more peaceful. Although, still remember to sleep at some point if you don't want to see these guys. You know, are they real or are they there to represent the insanity that we have inside of us? I don't know, but what I do know is that you should also try... Write a book. You'd be surprised at how valuable having a book and quill with you at all times is. Writing coordinates for things you've found, dates of big milestones, and all of the other things that you see is such a fun time, and all you need is a single squid and cow, and obviously I guess chicken, killed and smushed together into one item. What's not to love? Embark! Woof! Kill some fish, get some bones, tame some wolves. Once you have them, you can treat them as your best friend or make them the start of a pet collection like you're an exotic arms dealer living in Florida. Evil Toy Cat's favorite way to play his first day is to kill everything he sees. Genocide runs might not be rewarded in Minecraft, but they sure are fun and will give you a hell of an experience. Sometimes your spawn area just doesn't look good, and so why not leave it all behind? People say you can't run from your problems, but I would recommend running far from those people because you might just find something beautiful. Threats are bad, and so how do we remove them? Lights are a good start, but you can actually remove mob spawns altogether by putting a carpet, path, or other non-spawnable block on the ground. A single pair of shears will give you enough leaves for a 15 by 15 area of leaves, allowing for a very cool carpet, with the added benefit of keeping the riffraff out. Minecraft has changed a lot, and therefore you have an opportunity to change your first day with it. I would recommend starting by killing a rabbit, cook that on a campfire, and then look for some mushrooms in a swamp biome, and now all you need is a carrot, and you get Minecraft's best food. There's an asterisk attached to that, but let's ignore it. Dig a hole, cover it up, and then leave your game running for 33 minutes and 20 seconds, and you can say you've survived 100 days. And you technically have. Archaeology is one of the quirkiest corners of Minecraft, and the game will never push you to do it, but it's fun to see an underground structure slowly reveal itself while being rewarded in music discs, armor trims, and whatever this is. There are prisoners in every Minecraft world, and they'll be grateful for you saving them. Let's just say that finding an igloo and saving this guy will get you a discount on certain services he offers, and so if you're so inclined, maybe it's something you should go and find. Build a ladder all the way to world height. It'll give you not just perspective, but also a great place to set up a villager. That's right, they love the view from up here, and also you'll get better trades because of the implication. More seriously though, there isn't an achievement that requires you to do this, and so if you set up a village here nice and early, you'll be able to get one of the trickiest and rarest achievements in Minecraft, if only for the faff that's involved with it, but it's not that hard if you simply have a boat and a lead, and so maybe this is something that you should take in your mind indeed. Get a boat, put it into the first water source you see, and if it's a river, it should eventually take you to the sea. There's lots of adventures to be had here, and a sponge on day one would be quite a flex, that's all I'm saying. Beating Minecraft in under 20 minutes is possible if you're fast. More seriously though, I think there is a surprising amount of progress you can make on beating Minecraft on day one, and so you might enjoy just trying to find your nearest stronghold. You can use chunk base, or you can simply dig down from any villages that you find within 1,000 blocks of world origin. Either way, it's a really cool structure to find in the early game, and so why not give it a shot? Okay, I think that winning at Minecraft is a fun challenge, but what about how quickly you can lose? One of my favorite games is to load up a random seed and see how quickly you can meet your end. Let me know if you can beat my record of just 4 seconds in hardcore. Okay, I think that is 50 now. We have done it. The early game of Minecraft is something people feel like they're trapped in, but hopefully the truth that this video can teach you is that you're only ever trapped by your own mind. If you don't want to be in the early game, you don't need to be. If you want to go deeper, you can, but don't let expectations of your first day, 100 days, or even 1,000 days guide you. Just play the game you want to play, set the goals you want to set as you come to them, and hopefully this video is a guide on how to start on at least some of those very early goals. If it has been useful, I would hope that you consider subscribing. Obviously, this video took a lot of recording and some very real costs in getting everything set up, but if that's something you do appreciate, then why not consider subscribing, because hitting 2 million would be great. Seriously, I think, my grandma, she gets the 1.9 million subscribers as a lot, but I think she'd be more impressed of 2 million, and don't you want my grandma to be impressed with me? Well, either way, I would recommend checking out some ideas of things to build on your first day if you want to focus on that. I've got an entire video specifically about it, and some other great things to help you get back into Minecraft. I'll leave them linked down below. For now, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.